to the channel. So today I'm in a slightly different car, and the reason is because I have my surgery tomorrow, and this will be the last time, according to the surgeon, that I'll be able to drive for 4 weeks. So I thought, why not make the most of it, have some fun while I can. But rest assured, you'll be seeing this car again moving forward once I get back to the point that I can drive it again. And even once the vlogs for the ACL, once I'm fully rehabilitated, I'd like to be continuing vlogs for this when I take it out for drives up in the mountains with mates, when I go to car meets, all that sort of thing. So, one day before surgery, how's it feeling? The knees, it's holding up pretty good. I've still been doing these exercises as described by the physio, doing them once usually, sometimes twice a day, and like I said in the last video, every time I do those exercises I feel like it helps loosen the knee up if it's got a bit stiff. It does hurt a little bit doing them still, but icing it afterwards and sort of keeping it elevated usually helps with that, and it goes away in no time at all. So a little bit later in the video I'll be showing you those exercises. When I get home I'll quickly show you what they are and do a few examples just to show you what kind of exercises you're still able to do, and I'll talk you through that. So, how am I feeling about the surgery? To be honest, I'm not feeling that bad. Excuse me. I went and saw the surgeon last week, and I got a really good feeling from him that obviously he knew what he was doing. He said he does hundreds of ACL reconstructions every year, and just the way he spoke, he explained it through. I had a list of questions to go through with him, but before I even got to asking any of them, he had pretty much answered every one of them. So he left me feeling quite confident in him, and I felt like I could trust him, which I think is always quite important if you're having any sort of surgery like this done. And I think one of the other factors for me is that he was referred to me through somebody I trust, who was my physio. So I think using your network, whether it's friends, whether it's family, colleagues, somebody you know who can recommend a good physio, a good surgeon, will always make it better if you know somebody that you trust that can recommend somebody that they trust. If they've done the procedure before with a friend that you know and they've turned out well, then that's even better. So the surgeon's visit, I'm not going to recover everything we talked about, but some of the sort of key points and outcomes to look for that he said was that following the surgery I'll be in a brace for about 2 weeks, where the knee's effectively immobilized just to let it start that healing process by itself. And then after 2 weeks I'll visit the surgeon again and also visit my physio to start to get back to the rehabilitation program. After about 4 weeks he said I can drive, obviously because I drive manual. That might be a bit slower than it would be if I could drive automatics. And then the full rehab program he estimated could take 7 to 9 months. So that's going to be intense work with the physio. The physio I go to and the surgeon both work closely together on a regular basis through a sporting team. So they're in regular contact, they trust each other, I trust them, so I'm confident that it's all going to go well. So one of my friends who I met through indoor soccer actually tore his ACL, I think it was 1 week or maybe 2 weeks before I did mine, and he's coincidentally booked in for surgery on the exact same day. So it's a different surgeon, it's a different hospital, but we're getting it done on the same day, and I think that'll be really good. Not only, you know, it might be tough mentally moving forwards, going through the rehab, keeping up the drive, but also as somebody to share the experience with, to be able to talk to who understands what it's like, what you're going through, what the pain's like, and keep each other motivated. I think it's going to be very beneficial. And in terms of the vlogs, I'd like to actually get my mate on a couple of vlogs moving forwards, you know, maybe through the rehab when we're both up and moving again. And perhaps he can talk you through it as well, and you can see a comparison of where we're at, the different positions, how his healing is versus mine, etc., etc., just to give you a broader picture of 2 ACL recoveries at the same time. So driving this car, it's not too difficult, it's not really uncomfortable. I'm sitting a lot closer than I normally would to the steering wheel. I feel like one of those grannies, but the reason for that is just so I don't have to fully extend my knee with the clutch. So when, as I mentioned in the last video, when I fully extend my knee, there's a bit of a grinding on the old ACL ligament. So being sitting closer lets me change the gears comfortably without having to risk the pain of fully extending it. You would have seen then it was just a tiny little movement. Getting in the car was a little bit of a struggle. So initially I tried just kind of falling in and then lifting my legs up, but with the steering wheel and the height, it's quite challenging. So I ended up kind of hopping in with this leg first, getting in, and I just thought, you know what, it's the last chance I'll have to drive it. Let's take it for a spin. Right, well, I'm going to go and enjoy the rest of the drive without focusing on the vlog. I'll touch base with you again and I'll show you those exercises. And until then, take care, I'll see you shortly.